Hi, welcome to lesson 8, session 4. Today is our refined session. Remember that this session is going to be showing all we've learned about writing decimals in different forms. Writing in standard form, word form, expanded form, multiple ways in expanded form, writing it as a fraction, however it is that you want to write the decimal. So, that being said, you're going to be working on pages 161 through 164, and you'll be going through these on your own. The video for today is just describing how to do each of the problems or the method you should do to try and do it on your own. It will not be me solving the problems for you. So let's go ahead and go to page 161 in your math workbook. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at the first problem on page 161. And it says, Abby runs the 100-meter dash in I'm not going to say it because I want you to know how to do it. So in 14.895 seconds. That is not how you say it, so do not write it like that. What words, so that means we're going to be writing in word form, could you use to read 14.895? Show your work. So remember the three steps. Three steps. First, you write the whole in words. Then you change the decimal point to the word that means a decimal point. And then finally, you'll look at all the part that comes after the decimal point all together and write it down. And then, I guess there's 4. And then look at the place value of the least number. What is the place value of the least number in this whole number? Or like the one all the way to the right, remember in your place value chart, it's going to be all the way over here. And then you're going to write this number all together and then the place value. So you should have a whole, something that means a decimal point, and then the next whole number that's really a part, but this number all together, and then the place value. For number 2, it says Paulo measures the length of a sideline of a football field. It is 109 thousandths of a kilometer. Write this length as a decimal and in expanded form. Show your work. So 109 thousandths, you're going to write it as a decimal, and then you're going to write it in expanded form. There's many ways you could write it in expanded form, so you're going to choose the method you prefer. If you need help knowing how to write it in expanded form, you can go back to page 156. You can see expanded form here written as a fraction. If you go back to page 150, you can see expanded form as a decimal 2 ways, or expanded form as a fraction in a way different than on the other page we just looked at. So both of those pages, so 150 and 156, will show you a review of expanded form if you don't remember how to do that. Okay. For number 3, which of the following correctly represents 4 and 82 thousandths? So you're going to look at each of these choices and choose the one that is correct. Rachel chose D as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? So what might Rachel have done that was incorrect? Or correct, if it's right. Sorry. Number 4, Daniel ran the 400-meter dash in 89.023 seconds. Which of the following expresses this time in words? So look at these and figure out which one says 89.023 seconds. Number 5, only one of these is correct. Number 5, which decimal point represents the number shown below in expanded form? So 6 times 1,000 plus 2 times 10 plus 3 times 1/10 plus 5 times 1/1000th. It would help if you write it as a decimal first over here, just looking at the numbers, and then you're going to match it up with one of these decimals. For number 6, again, it says a guitar string that plays very low note is 11 hundredths of an inch thick. Does the expression correctly represent 11 hundredths? Go ahead and write 11 hundredths as a decimal. Then figure out if each of these ways shows you 11 hundredths. If this is correct and showing you what 11 hundredths would be like in expanded form, then you're going to say yes. If it is not correct, you're going to say no. It's really important to think about how in 11 hundredths, how many tenths do you have and how many hundredths do you have? Okay. Number 7. Which expressions correctly represent the decimal 57 and 30? I don't want to say it right. So 57 decimal point 036. There are, you know what, I lied. There are only 2 correct answers. There are 2 correct answers. 57 decimal point 036. Now I gotta double check myself. I'm looking at it real quick. Yes. Yes, there are only 2 correct answers. And number 8, Alex wrote 103 and 903 thousandths in expanded form as shown below. So he said there was 1 100th, 3 ones, 9 100ths, and 9 thousandths. Circle his mistake first. Then tell me what his mistake was, and then how to correct it. What would he need to change it to? Finally, number 9 says, represent 240 decimal point 149 in 2 different ways. Then explain how each way shows the place value of the digits of the number. I'm not worried about this part. All I want you to do is show me 2 different ways to make 240 decimal point 149. I would do it in word form and then in expanded form. And with that, you are done with your refined session. And more than likely, you will be taking a quiz today or tomorrow to show what you have learned about writing decimals. See you soon.